Shalom. Call hello, Yahweh Shem Abishai, Ba'ashem B'Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered among the heathen nations that be like unto the speckled bird. To the unlearned, meaning that they look like the heathens, though they're our people. So this isn't a black, Hispanic, native thing only. This is a bloodline thing about the Hebrew Israelites. And to the Akwaf, meaning the sisters, our women of our nations that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago. Coming at you with another lesson. And the information that I am going to address came off of democracynow.com. Or actually they're not .com, but their YouTube page, their daily broadcast out of Utah. But the information was pretty pertinent. And I'm just gonna read some scriptures that are first. You know what? Let's start with a scripture before I go into that, because this is the time that we're at. This is the time at hand. This is Joel 2:1, and it reads, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh." So the day of the Lord is near, man. All right? The day of the Lord is very near. And it's not going to be a nice thing. There will be wailing and gnashing of teeth. You know, that's definitely going to happen when the Lord shows up. And it won't just be the 2/3. It's going to be all people. As one of my scoffers was saying, that, you know, something to the effect that was talking only to Israel, referring to a scripture that clearly was not. It's talking to all people when it came to that. But anyway, just to keep going with the lesson, and I'm gonna probably deal with that comment and that scoff as well later. I got a long hit list now, so it's hard to even remember them. There's always some roach that needs to be stomped out, you know, that rears their head when the light comes on. But the information that was shared today was that the World Health Organization, WHO, you know, is the acronym WHO, World Health Organization. They declared an international emergency, a declaration of an international emergency, because the death toll in China is way higher than what people have been saying. Even they're saying it's over 200. It's way more than that. But what they're saying is that there's 10,000 new cases in 20 different countries. So if that isn't a pandemic, then I don't know what is, man. You know, the Lord said he was going to send plagues on this place as he did before. All right. And sadly, I know that they're going to be able to trace that back to Esau, Edom. All right. They're already saying that it came out of Canada or something like that. You know, there's some Canadian connection, which is going to have some connection to here with the CDC, I'm sure. And you wonder why the nations are going to be so angry. You know, and the Lord said he was going to send plagues on this place, as you know, one of the names for America is not only is it Babylon, spiritually Babylon, but it's also spiritually Egypt. And this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 11. And it reads, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will also destroy all the land thereof." So it's not talking about the actual Egypt. It's actually talking about the new Egypt, the spiritual Egypt. All right, that's why you have a pyramid on the back of the dollar bill. You have a city of Memphis. You know, you got all that stuff over in Vegas, Tennessee, Alexandria. You got all these, this is spiritual Egypt, all right, as well as Babylon. Okay? Now, today also marks the day that the Britain separated from the UK, from the EU. This marks that day. It went into to effect today. And then you learn that Trump is threatening tariffs on cars imported from the EU. All right, over a chemical washed chicken that's washed with chlorine. So with some sort of chlorine. I forget the name, the exactly what it's called. But the Europeans don't want to buy and trade in this chicken, and Trump is threatening them with tariffs as a result of it. And then you wonder why these EU nations are separating. See, this is at 10 toes, man, and this is also, you know, the clay can't cleave onto the iron, man. They're separating. And it also said the nations will hate the whore, man, because look what the whore does, man. Every time you lay down with her, you know. Every time you go to piss, your dick burn, man. And who wants that? Who wants to deal with that, man? You know, you lay down with a woman and you're in some sort of pain, or you got some sort of rash, or some weird stuff going on with your private parts, man. That's basically what people are getting with the nations when they lie down with America, man. Why? Because she lies down with everyone. That's the problem. Man and beast. Okay? And the end result is that the Lord is wreaking havoc on this place. Let's go to Isaiah 24 and 6. Well, I'm in 26 and 4. I'm on 24 and 6. Salakia. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men are left. And that's what we're coming with this great fire that's going to come from the arrows when they get shot, you know. But prior to that, these plagues are going to destroy people, man. And they're going out in the form of you got the locust thing. You got all these diseases, earthquakes, fires, everything that the Lord threatened to do, told you he would do when he began to visit this place. And this is unprecedented. For all these people say, oh, those things always happen. No, they didn't. These things that have happened have never happened before. You know, and I personally have been saying this, you know, ever since I woke up to the truth, man. I've been telling people and warning people. And then my apostles and my elders before me have been telling you and warning you for much longer than that. So you have no excuse. That's why you're going to have more Kobe Bryants, more Whitney Houstons, more Tupacs, more Biggies, more MJs. No more Princes. The things we're just gonna, hey, Aretha Franklin. You're just gonna keep losing these well-to-do Jakes in Babylon. Wow, they got their consolation on this side. All right, Jakes that were well-to-do and died broke. Red Fox, man. Because you're looking for comfort in a system that is completely against you and your people. Then you got these sellouts who do well and quite frankly, they sell their souls and don't warn their people of the entrapments that lie ahead when you get involved in you know, in that whole Hollywood entertainment sports arena world, man. how they take Jake's natural affections and gifts, the gift of voice and the gift of having, you know, superior bodies where you could do things sport-wise, you know, and then sports loses their fun, and it becomes a money-making scheme where you prostitute yourself, and then you have to bow down to all the wickedness of this society, the backwardness of this society, in order to keep it. The Lord has an answer for it all, man. He's going to end it all, and that time is nigh. This is Ezekiel 21 and 9. And it reads, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. Hey, the Lord said he's coming back with a sword, man. He said, you think I come back for peace? I tell you, nay, but a sword. I believe that's in Matthew 10 and 34, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, this is Matthew 10 and 34. And it reads, Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be them of his own household. And that's what we're going through now, as I tell you, because we're going to have scoffers that are coming against us for speaking and telling this truth of our own people. And we tell you that Kobe got his just, got his just reward from the Lord. And so did many other celebrities that died before him. All right, they got their just reward. Why? Because they sought not after the Lord. They sought after riches, and they sought after things on this side. See, Moses gave up the gold and the wealth and the comforts of Egypt to suffer with his people. And there are men in his truth have done the same. Men of the great millstone. Very talented, man. I've heard what some of the brothers can do, you know, with the rap and the singing and the different things, man. Got brothers who were professional sports players and athletes, you know, and that whole sort of thing. You know, inventors and all sorts of things. Walked away from many of things in the professional world to do the work of the Lord, man. Lots of brothers, me being included now. I walked away from a very successful career to follow the Lord, man, because that career was leading me down a wicked path, man, and wasn't leading me to the Lord. All right, this is Revelation 9 and 12. All right, because this is the time that we live in. And it reads, One war is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. So that was talking about World War I, World War II, and finally, World War III has begun. And World War III is going to go full-blown soon enough. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Abashai Bashim Rakakwadash Wa Abab Abal Shalom.